Harihi Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pasyema Akshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangai Tushtuvagum Sastanubhihi Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhasravaah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaah Swasti nastarchyo arishtanemihi Swasti no bruhaspatir dadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Agne Nayasupatha Raye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjuhuranameno Bhuyishtham te namavuktim vidhema Om Shanti 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 Om Abrahman Brahmano Brahmavartyasi Jayatam Arashtre Rajanya Suraishavyoti Vyadhi Maharatho Jayatam Dogdri Dhenu Odhanadvana Susapti Purandhiryosha Jishnu-ratheshtha sabheyo yuva Asya yajamanasya viro jayatam Nikame nikame na parjanyo varshati Palavatyo na oshadayaha pachyantam Yogatshemo naha kalpetam Om Shanti 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 Om Apyayantu mamangani Vakpranaschakshuhu Srotramatho balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarotu Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam me astu tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaah te mayi santu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Swasti. So today we are going with the Yajurveda Taittiriya Samhita belonging to Krishna Yajurveda, which is highly popular in the Indian tradition, apart from other recensions of the Yajurveda. We know that there are 6 recensions available to us of Yajurveda, 4 for Krishna Yajurveda, 2 for Shukla Yajurveda. And of course, that's why actually the Yajurveda is available to us in 108 shakhas. But we have lost so much because of number of reasons. But at least we should be able to get some knowledge and benefit derived from the available recensions. That's why Yajurveda Adhyayana is most important. Because Yajurveda means worship. And unless you recognize and respect the honor and please the honorable people, you don't get much advantages, because everybody born is very limited, and so he has to always grow and develop and all that. Therefore, and moreover, we have, as a human being, it is easy for people to pick up the unwanted and like the don'ts more, but the discipline given by our Vedas, scriptures, because of various rishis, thousands of them, we are just trying to know that you can make use of our life in this world and whatever be the span of life that we have been granted. And Yajurveda is full of sacrifices. So people call it Yajurveda as a sacerdotal Samhita, as English people say. It is something connected to the sacrifices, the number of sacrifices. number of optional rites. Kamyastis are there, yagnas are there, yagas are there, and lot. It's a big science. It's a big literature, and it has got a lot of importance to the people. But in the present trends and then kind of life that people are running from dawn to dusk, will not afford them to catch or to study. Actually, Yajurveda should be studied for 40 years. That's what our guru was, Madhavara Subramanya Shastri used to say. But who has got time to spend so much in these contemporary times? Because lifestyles, desires, expectations, and all that have changed comparatively. And therefore, we have to grasp whatever is relevant to us and how quickly we have to go with that. And so in that spree, we are trying to go with the Taittiriya Samhita to begin with, belonging to Krishna Yajurveda. And we have also noted that there are 12 major sacrifices, and beginning from the Darsha Purna Masa sacrifice. Darsha is Amavasya, Purna is the full moon. And actually the year begins, the opening of the sacrifices begins with the Darsha and Purna. Darsha is Durga Parameswari and Purna is Lalita Parameswari, but both are same because they constitute or contribute for the wholeness of time. Therefore, we have been going on with the Taittiriya Samhita, Prathama Kanda, Prathama Prapataka, and 14th Kandika and all that. So 1:14. And in that we have noted that there are around 5 Kandikas which are concluding part of the Prathama Prapataka of the Prathama Kanda of Krishna Yajurveda. And after all, Yajurveda is trying to tell you the number of desires that you can have. See, when man is there or when birth is there, along with the birth, we are all born with the desires. And when desires are there, there should also be means to fulfill the desires. And for that purpose, we must want some kind of vidhanas or sadhanas, sampat, so that we'll be able to accomplish whatever we want. Small, big, bigger, small, smaller, smallest. Then only that will be a life program for us. And in this case, we have got to put forth our desires and also make the desire fulfilling powers like Agni, Vayu, Surya, Chandra, Indra, etc. To grant us all that what we want, and see that there is going to be a easy life for us in our span of life. Therefore, we have in the last Kandika, Prapataka, we have got some desires being fulfilled, being expressed, and that we are going to read. I just read for convenience the Kandikas number 1 to 5 of the 14th 1:14, just that Prapataka. I'm going to read it. Recite it. And so you just note afterwards, I tell you what we have gathered from that. Who are the gods who have been involved in this particular concluding part of the Prapataka? And of course, you must also imagine that in Yajurveda, the number of gods is more, because whatever that you take to use in the sacrifice, that is to be revered very much. Yavai stuyate savai devata. And you have to get honor. For example, Krishnajana is also a deity, on which you sit and perform. Darbha, everything that you, so Yajna Sambharas are always viewed with a great reverence. And therefore, we have scope for many more. And among the deities also, we have got individual deities like Agni, Indra, and they also get associated with other gods. So dual deities are there, Dvandva Devatas we call it. And then we have got also group deities that is Sarve Deva, Visve. So it's all depending upon the way that you want to look at them and then derive their respective benefits. And if you want more details about the mythology and their powers, we have got Brahmanas. I mean, the successive literature of the Veda will give you more and more details, and that we are not just now going. Now I am repeating 1:1:14:1 of first. Om Ubhavamindragni Ahuvadhya Ubharadhasasaha Madhayidhyai Ubhadata Ravishagum Vishagum Rayinam Ubha Vajasya Sataye Uvevam Ashravagum hi bhuridavatara va vijamaturutta va ghasyalat atha somasya prayati yuvabhyamindragni stoma janayami navyam indragni navatim puro Dasapatniradunutam adhunutam sakamekena karmana suchim nustomam navajatam adyendragni vrutrahana jushetham. Now 1:1:14:2 I am repeating. Ubhahivagum suvasuhava Johhavimi Tavajagum Sadya Ushata Dhim Usate Dhishta Vayamutva Pathaspate Ratham Na Vajasataye Dhiye Pushan Ayujmahi Pataspathaha Paripatim vachasya kamena kruto abhyanadakam sanorasachurad udham churudhaschandragnachan urudhaha chandragna dhiyam dhiyagum Sishadhati prapusha kshetrasya patina vayagum hiteneva jayamasi gamasvam poshayitva sanaha mrudati druse kshetrasya patamadhumantam urmi dhenuriva Payo asmasu dhutshva madhuchuta krutamiva suputam rutasya naha patayo mrudayantu agnenaya supatha raye asman vishwani deva vayunani vidvan yuyodhyasmadjuhuranameno Bhuvishtham te namavuktim vidhema Adeva namapi pantham aganma chaknuvama tadanu pravodhum Agnirvidvan sa yajato Sedu hota so adhvaran saharutun kalpayati yadvahishtha tadagnaye bruhadarcha vibhavaso mahishiva tvadrayihi tvadraja very good yadvahishtham tadagnaye Bruhadarcha Vibhavaso Mahishiva Tvadrayistvadvaja udirate agne tvam paraya navyo asman swasti bhirati durgani vishwa poscha prithvi bahulala urvi bhavatoka yatanayaya sayyoho Swamagne pratapa asi deva amartyeshvatvam yagneshvidyaha yadvo vayam pravinama vratani vidusha deva avidusharasaha Agishtato Vishvama Prunati Vidwan Yobhirdevagum Rutibhi Kalpayati. So this will complete the first and 14th Kandikas. So that Prapataka is over. And here in the last conclusion portion, you have seen the prayer to Indra Agni, and then you have seen prayer to Agni, and you are just trying to describe the powers that each of them are endowed with and what they can do for us. And ultimately, we make a prayer to Agni that he has to always lead us in the path of sacrifice, where we are going to have more and more dividends, more and more rai appropriately, because he knows what individuals have got to attain in their efforts. And whatever sins that are there or hurdles are there, all those hurdles have got to be removed by Agnideva. And whatever personal are there, the individual, the devotee or the sacrificer would try to reduce them, all that. He is able to reduce it only because of the grace of that Paramatma, the Agnideva. And for all that good that we or other gods have done, they only what they do is Nama Bhuktim Vidhema. I just make salutation to you. And moreover, what he should do for us is, in the third Kandika, last line tells us, already I explained it all last session, but still I'm trying to give you the summary and picking up some portion where what are we asking for? Devanam api pantham aganma yachaknuvama tadanu pravodhum. Agne, in this mantra, Agnihi Vidwan Sayajat. So we have been given the recommendation in this that Agnihi Vidwan. See, Vidwan is all-knowing scholar. And so you have to think of a knowledgeable, highly knowledgeable, all-round knowledgeable person. And in that we have chosen Agni as one who is a Vidwan. And him we are trying to worship him so that he would help us to get on to the Devanam Pantam et Seknuvama Tadanu Pravodham. So we are able to grow more and become more and more benefited having taken the Deva Pantha. Devanam Pantha means righteous path. Agne Naya Supatha Devanam Pantha. So there are all the different coinage to describe the righteous paths that we have got to adopt, because it is hard. And Agni is the Jyoti, Agni is the light, Agni is the Paramatma, and Agni Mukhavai Devaha, and he is representative of all gods. So he is the right person who is going to take us. Say Supatha, Vidwan, and Supatha Naya. When he says there, Supatha Naya, what is that Supatha? Devanam Pantham. So Devatagala Pantha idiyalla, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥನು. ವೈ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಆರಿಜಿನೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಯಜ್ಞ. ಆಸ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಋಗ್ವೇದ ಏನು ಬಂದಿದೆ? ಯಜ್ಞೇನ ಯಜ್ಞಮ ಯಜಂತ ದೇವಾಹ ತಾನಿ ಧರ್ಮಾಣಿ ಪ್ರಥಮಾನ್ಯಾಸನ್ ತೇಹನಾಕಂ
ಸಚಂತೆ
So, to understand Veda, you require another Veda or Vedic mantras. So with mantra, another mantra can be understood. That's why Yagnena Yagnamaya Janta means if you want to perform Yagna, you must require Yagna as a tool. So the meaning of the word Yagna will be a sacrifice ಒಂದು. Sacrifice ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಯಜ್ಞ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. So double effort. So laziness will not be there. And by that, and that is what gods have taught to all beings born upon the ground, so that though they can get back to Nakam, te hanakam sachante, te sachante. So they are going to reach up where Nakam sachante, the Naka Loka. See, lokas, as we have upon the earth, a good number of layout and towns and cities and portions, etc. Likewise, the Swarga is also a very, very, very large area. See, when you just land in airport or get down in the railway station or in bus stand, your house is not next to that. You have to again travel some more time to reach your own house. So like that, here also in the Devaloka or Swargaloka is very, very big. But you don't know where you have to go the moment you land there. Simply take me to Swarga. But Agni is there. So Agni is the most important guide for all of us. In fact, this kind of example has been illustrated in one of the Telugu kavyas. So a Vipra when he was Agni, he was a very good Dipasaka of Agni. So suddenly he wanted to see so many places, and he was given some kind of pasuru or some kind of ointment by Agni Deva to go to the places wherever he wants, hard places also. Then he went. So, but at one time, whatever gadget was given to him, that got exhausted, and he was caught up by a woman, very beautiful Gandharva woman. And she was tempting him too much, but he cannot lose his Brahmanship, his Anusthana power and all that. So he wanted to not get succumbed to her attractions. So he makes a prayer to Agni, and Agni brings him back and makes him not disturbed of his own austerity and so on. So that's why Agni is the choice, is the right choice to see that our discipline is being properly sustained, maintained, and practiced. Therefore, here again and again we ask Agni, Devanam Pantham Aganma, Yat Saknavama Tadana Prabodham. Agni Vidwan. And why are you thinking of Agni? He is Vidwan, and therefore what you should do to him? Yajat. So Yajana, you have to do it. And again, one more prayer in the last portion also, we have seen that Ahn Sedu Hota Sa Advaran Saha Rutun Kalpayati. So Hota is the Rigveda priest, or he is the person who invites all people. We have noted in our Veda, in 4 Vedas, we have got 4 important priests, because no yajna could be done without a Rutvik. So Rutviks are as important as the gods. And so only with the help of the various Rutviks, you are able to perform Homa or Yaga. And in the Yaga, we know that in the Yajna, we always collect all whatever accessories necessary, and we invite the gods, and we make the Tyaga of Dravya Tyaga, Dravya Sekarana, and Devata Akvana. And for all these 3 things to happen, the Rutviks are there. Rigveda, Rutvik is Hota, Yajurveda is Adhvaryu, Samaveda is Udgata, and Atharvaveda is Brahma, the supervisor. So, like that, here Hota, see, Hota Adhvaran Sarutun Kalpayati. So indeed, that particular sacrificer, by virtue of the priest, by virtue of the yajnas, he will be able to give room for the rise of the sacrifices or margas and also the rutus. And yadva hishtam tadagnaye bruhadarcha vibhavaso mahishiva tvadraihi tvadvaja uderite udirate. So Agni is being, so he is rich, Rai is rich, Vaja is articles. So Agni is a rich man, rich god. Agni has got innumerable number of pleasant mind to share them to the Yajamana and all that. That's why we get some kind of concept about Agni here. And Agnaye, who is Agni? He is a Bruhadarcha. Archa is the brilliance. Bruhadarcha is having a immense Kanti brilliance. And nobody can compete with the brilliance that of Surya or Agni. They are the highly radiant and effulgent full. That's why we call them Varenyam Bhargaha Devasya Dhimahi. And Varenyam means Bhargaha is that Kanti. That Bharga is called Archi. So therefore we say Bruhadarcha, and he's a Vibhavasu. So he is a Vibhavasu, Bruhadarcha, and Agni, and Vahitam. So we are just telling about the immense power of Agni, and ultimately, what is the request that you are putting at the conclusion of this particular section is, O Agni, Tvam Paraya Navyaha Asman. Navyaha Agnihi. See, Agni is always fresh. There is nothing like Vichishta dosha or any other dosha. Anything. That's why Sadhyo Jatam Prapadyami. We always repeat saying that Sadhyo Jatam Prapadyami, Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namaha. Here, Sadhyo Jata is ever fresh. And this particular mantra we employ for the Rudra or Shiva. But who is Shiva? Surya only. See, so that's why Hamsa is Hamsa. Like that, you say Navyaha Sanatanaha Agnihi. So what he should do? Asman Paraya. Make us cross over the difficulties or make us to reach up the shore of happiness. That's why this mantra, you could see, included in the Mahanarana Upanishad in the Durga Sukta. So this mantra is grafted there into Durga Sukta in Mahanarana Upanishad. And this particular example will tell you that Rigveda mantras always are independent. And all the Rigveda text or Yajurveda text is not only a story book, but it is a independent text. Any mantra you can take up, anywhere you can fix it up and derive the corresponding benefit. Therefore, this Agni Nayapam Tvam Parayana Vyono, Ella Kade, Kamana, even Mahanyasdalli Baratte, Ella Kade Baratte. So, Yakendra.
ನವಗ್ರಹದಲ್ಲೂ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳೇ, ಕಾಮಶ್ವಂ ಕೋಶಯಿತ್ ವಾಸನಾಂ ಪ್ರಣಾತಿ ದಿಶೇ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಸ್ಯ ಪದಿನಾಲಯ ಅಂಗಾರಕ ಅದು ಅಗ್ನಿರ್ಮೂಢ ದಿವಕ್ತದೆ ಪೃಥಿವ್ಯಾ ಅಯಂ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಈ.
So we have freedom. Yajurveda is giving us freedom to be able to graft it anywhere we are in connected and derive the corresponding benefit and appropriately. Because if he appropriate fixation or employment of the Vedic mantras is being given to us by the Rishis. ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ. That's why Veda is a complete knowledge. Sampurna Vijnana is found in our Vedas. We have no option, because whatever option you want, that or arrangement you want, that has already been done. In fact, I have studied, or anybody is wanting, the arrangement of the Rig Veda and the organization found in the Rig Veda. So now we try to put our research engine to be able to get some data with regard to this kind of approach and aspect. And also interpretational techniques available from Brahmanas. Veda mantraಗಳನ್ನು ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಾರ್ಥಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ you can. So thereby the Vedic research or Vedadhyayana or Veda Vimarsha etc. is unending ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪರಿಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ Veda is able to satisfy and give them more and more surprises, like Ganga River. That's why we have, I don't know, on one wonderful night when I was thinking to start a souvenir, because sumne classes aag ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ in Vedadhyayana Kendradalli, there are a number of floating master students will come whenever they are convenient, stay, learn something for some time, and afterwards they just disappear. We cannot, and they will not be in touch with our Kendra also, but I expect all of them to be in touch with that. So antadu aagta ide, but then an idea came to us that let us have one kind of souvenir. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೆಸರಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ವೇದ ಗಂಗಾ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ವೇದ ಗಂಗಾ ಅನ್ನುವ ಗಂಗಾ ಎವರ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ and ever pure. Not only Ganga water is pure, but it makes all people who ever take dip in Ganga also become pure. That's why our Veda Ganga is a knowledge based. There are no advertisements whatsoever. Always we are trying to put forth, and people are sharing their gnanam into the flow of Veda Ganga souvenir. This time also you are going to have very good collection, and still we have opened the scope for people to contribute to our Veda Ganga volume number 28. So what I'm telling is, I see, for example, if you want to interpret the mantras of Rigveda, you have got Brahmanas. Mantras of Yajurveda, you have got Brahmanas. So every Veda, Brahmana means they're all called commentatorial texts. So Vyakhyana ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, and Vyakhyana means you will be able to uncover the purpose, the meaning, the explanation, and the reason why this particular mantra has been employed here. So yeah, that employment of the mantras in various rites and contexts is an important investigation to us. Simple question, simple one. Dadhikrano ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. Dadhikrano akarisham jishno raswasya vadinah surabhino mukhakaratu. So ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ಋಗ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ 4 at 4 places this mantra is repeated. Normally the mantras don't repeat, but it has got its own significance when they are found repeatedly. So ಋಗ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಸಲ at 4 places this mantra is occurring. And the 4 places will occur, 4 important, because 4 different meanings, and meaning is same only, but applicational differences are there. ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಈ ಸೂತ್ರಕಾರರು and ಬೇರೆಯವರೆಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು they have used it, and now you see in our own month, in our devatarchana, every day whenever you offer dadhi, curds, as a part of panchamrita abhisheka to Shiva or gods, ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ದಧಿಕ್ರಾಣ್ಣೋ ಕಾರ್ಯಶಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So and the Brahmana tells you the word dadhi is the reason why the mantra is picked up. ಆ ದಧಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದದಿಂದ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಂತ್ರ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈವನ್ ಅನ್ನಪ್ರಾಸನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಮೊಸರನ್ನ ತಿರ್ಸುವಾಗ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅನ್ನಪ್ರಾಸನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ. So like that, here you see that ultimately what we want is, we want energy to wade through the life, to cross the river of life, and to go to a better accommodative and easy status. Therefore, for all that, Agni is the radiant energy, is a radiant power, is all power. Therefore, we make, and moreover, whenever we see, we cannot perform our homa with the old. That's why Agni is generated then and there itself. Now, ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ, because of time and some other factors, we use Benki Patna and we use Karpuram. We use something like that to generate or to start the Udbudhyaswagne Pratijagruhi ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ
ಖಣ್ಣಗ್ಗಸ್ತ ಪಿತರಂ ಯುವಾನ ಮನ್ವಾತಾಗಂ ಸೀತ್ವೈ ದಂತುಮೇತಂ ಇದಂ ವಿಷ್ಣುರ್ ವಿಚಕ್ರಮೆ ಅದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆ
ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಉದ್ಬೋಧ್ಯ ಸ್ವಜ್ಞೇನ ಅವನು ಉದ್ಬೋಧನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬೈ ಚರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಟು ಉತ್ತರಾರಣಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಧರಾರಣಿ ಅಂತ ಎರಡು ಅರಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಮೇಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥ ವುಡ್, ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥ ಟ್ರೀ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಟ್ರೀ ವೇರ್ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಸೇಸ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ trees, but there is also fire in the Agni, I mean fire in them, but that fire is not only Ashwatha, no, I'm sorry, Semivruksha. The Semivruksha is the Shayana or the residential spot for Agni. Therefore, the Pandavas, of all the trees available, they deposited their weapons and Astra-Shastras in the Semivruksha. And because it's Agni, and anybody other than Pandavas were to look at it or touch it, it becomes serpent, or it becomes terrifying one. Therefore, we have got example that Uttara Kumara, he was asked by Arjuna to bring that down, the weapons down, but when he went, he could not. And he felt, then Arjuna told Uttara Kumara, Arjuna Palguna Partha, like that. You remember Arjuna. Then you touch, it becomes visible to you. You can help me to bring them down the tree. So that's what we find a example. So Ataraha, the Agni, Navyaha, he is always fresh. And Paraya, Paraya means make us cross over the difficulties, or and how Swastibhihi. So even when we are traveling, we should have maximum comfort. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ, ಟ್ರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಫೆಟೇರಿಯಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಜರ್ನಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ. ಹೆಂಗೆಪ್ಪ ಆಯ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಹೌ ವಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್? ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್, ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್. ಈ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್, ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿಭಿಃ. ಅತಿಪಾರ ಅಂಡ್ ದುರ್ಗಾಣಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿಶ್ವ ದುರ್ಗಾಣಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ all kind of hurdles we have got to get rid of them or cross over them. And Prithvi Puhu. What is Prithvi? It is a Puhu. Puhu means sanctifying. Earth sanctifies all people. You can imagine. See, by smearing mud, the other day in Mrittika Snanam, we have noted, by smearing the mud over your body, that itself is a wonderful detergent or soap. And all the malina sticking to the body, skin, all that will go when you just try to cover and then take a dip. Therefore, the water is said, Prithvi is said to be Puhu, and not only Urvi, Prithvi is very wide, far and wide is the earth. And because the earth is so far and wide, what is that earth? Bhudevi. Bhudevi will give you a number of things that will benefit you. Bahu La. Bahu is many, La is to Labham. So it will provide, you cannot name this and that and all that, but whatever you want, the earth is able to give you. If you want wheat, earth will give you it. And if you want rice, it will give you. So anything, as you know. So Bahula means all kinds of food, all kinds of comforts. That's why Prithvi Devata, Bhumihi Dhenu, you notice, ಸೊ ಭೂಮಿರ್ಧೇನುರ್ಧರಣಿ ಲೋಕಧಾರಿಣಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹುಲ. ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶಿ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದೆನ್ ಭವ ತೋಕಾಯ ತನಯಾಯ ಶಮ್ಯೋ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಯಜ್ಞಯಾಗಾದಿ ಕೃತಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಯಜ್ಞ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಹೋಮ ಆರ್ ಯಾಗ, ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಟು. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋಕ ಅಂಡ್ ತನಯ ಶಮ್ಯೋ ಭವ. Toka, is relations, the society, and all of them comes under Toka. And then Tanaya is your own lineage, your own pedigree, your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on, the generations together, before and after. That's why in one Kanyadana madidare, ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ you are able to sanctify 7 generations before you and 7 generations be after you. Therefore, ಒಬ್ಬರು ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆ ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನದ ಫಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು generations together it will be subsisting ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. That's why ಈ 16 ದಾನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಕನ್ಯಾ ಪರಕೀಯೇವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕನ್ಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ, if you have a daughter, she belongs to someone else for about some time, until she gets wedded or finds a suitable man, vara. Till then, your responsibility. Then he will take care of that. That's why in our Indian system, we got Tanayaya Anuvaga, the daughters also, so they are also implied in that. So daughter is real wealth. Artho hi kanya anta heltane Kalidasa. Kanya anodu artha. Putra is not artha. Putra's beauty is different. Punnamanagra atrayate iti putraha. He will only try to eliminate, liberate you from a kind of naraka by name Pum. ಆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ನರಕದಿಂದ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪುತ್ರನು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಮಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈ ಪೀಪಲ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಈ ವಿವಾಹ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳು, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನ್ ದೆಮ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ದಿ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್. ಸೊ ಭೂದಾನಂ, ಭೂರಿದಾನಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್, ಅನ್ನದಾನಂ, ತುರಗದಾನಂ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಂಡ್ another compliment for Agni is Tvam Agne Vratapaha Asi. So of all the gods, the protector and unhindered continuation up to completion ಕೊಡುವ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವ ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಗ್ನಿ. Therefore, any vow you take up, VOW English ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ವ್ರತ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಧಾರಣ. ಸೊ ವ್ರತಗಳು, ಹೋಮಗಳು, ಯಜ್ಞಗಳು, ಯಾಗಗಳು, ಇಷ್ಟಿಗಳು. Well, we have got so many small, bigger forms of worship, especially offering the ahutis to gods. So, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ I told you, any homa or yajna is intravenous injection. That is, the directly enters into the god's compartment or god's house. For example, Chandra Yasvaha ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ Agni instantaneously delivers the good or the food to the door of Chandra, because he knows the addresses of each one, each god. And all gods have given their address, email address and phone number to Agni. Therefore, we ask Agni to be our person, to be our agent. Therefore, Agni, Lakshmi hatra hogi Lakshmiಯನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಹಿರಣ್ಯವರ್ಣಾಂ ಹರಿಣೀಂ ಜಾತವೇದೋ ಇಹಾವಹ ಅಂತ ಜಾತವೇದನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಅನಪಗಾಮಿನೀಂ. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀನು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಶ್ರೀದೇವಿಯನ್ನ, ಅವಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಶಿ ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಶಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ನೋ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಅನಂತ ರೂಪಿಣಿ, ಅನಂತ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್, ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫೈನೈಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಟು ಮಹಾದೇವಿ. ಸೊ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅನಂತ. ಈ ಅನಂತ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಮಾತ್ರ ದಕ್ಷಿಣೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಗುರುಗಳು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಗ್ನಿ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಅಗ್ನೇ ವ್ರತಪಾಸಿ. Agne Deva Deva Amartyeshwai Tvam Yagneshvidyaha. Nodra Yavaglu Agni, Agni, Agni. Therefore, the study, understanding, presentation, etc. on Agni is voluminous, derivable from our Vedas. So Vedagalali Agni ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is enormous. There are so many people who have worked on Agni, and now we have got, for your information, Motilal Banarsidas people have published 2 volumes on Agni. Tumba dodadagide, 5,000 rupees anta ittidru. I don't know now. In fact, we wanted to buy that for our Kendra, and somehow they were ready to give a lot of discount at that time, some years back. But somehow, because whenever we conducted our workshop, annual day celebrations for 2 days, we should thank that Motilal Banarsidas people and other booksellers used to display their publications and allow some discount for those people who ever attended the sessions in the annual day for 2 days in Ragigudda temple or Manandamayi Bhagavan or in the VET Polytechnic, wherever we organized, and even in the, they are displayed. So they have made, you can, if at all you are curious to see the volume, have darshan, you can go to Motilal people or search in our Google or them, ask for that in our Amazon, probably they must have put in that Amazon. So Agni volumes, 2 very big ones, 2 volumes are there. And there you understand a kind of wonderful exhaustive study. So because in the Yajurveda is Agni Veda. So Agni Veda means knowledge about Agni, because he is the friend for all people. He is close by to you at the same time to others. And it's otherwise called as Narada. In Puranas, Narada is a reporter. Narada is Vartaharaha. He is a newspaper. And therefore, Narada has got access to all people. In fact, he was cursed. Always Vaikuntadalli Narayana, Narayana anta kutiddane. So a Rishi gave him the curse. Because of this type of thing, you must be a Triloka Sanchari. You cannot stay at one place. Adi heltare iglo stay Manjore. So yavaglu travel hogta idre ಏನಪ್ಪ ನಿನ್ನ ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಚಕ್ರ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ನೋಡಿ, ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಚಕ್ರ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಚಕ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ರಿವಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಅಂತ ಚಕ್ರವನ್ನು ಶಾಪ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ನಾರದನಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನು ತ್ರಿಲೋಕ ಸಂಚಾರಿ. ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ಋಷೀಸ್, with all respect to Narada Maharshi, he is the only worst rishi who suffered more curses. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಶಾಪಗಳು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ. ಸೊ ನಾರದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ರಾಮ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ he is invited to all the gods. And an example I can give you, though it's a deviation to you, on this Sunday you are going to have a talk on the Varaha Avataram of Mahavishnu and how he was able to put down the Hiranyaksha who stole the earth. Bhudeviyannu kaltana ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟೋದ್ರೆ, our Narada is the only person who tried to make the Hiranyaksha to fight with Narayana and get himself succumbed and given moksha. So Narada first to Hiranyaksha hatra hogi, hey, look, you are the earth you have stolen, but that is being taken away by Vishnu ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಓಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹಿರಣ್ಯಾಕ್ಷ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್, ನಾಟ್ ಮಹಾವಿಷ್ಣು ಅಂತ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. Once again Narada goes and tells, no, it is not animal, it is Narayana, go and fight and get back your earth. So that's how the urge was given. So anyway, here I was talking about Agni. It's a big lecture by itself. And now we understand Martyeshu idyaha, Yagneshu idyaha, Tvam Agne. O Agni, you are one who is highly respected among humans or immortals. So all immortal people require your assistance, O Agni. And also whenever they think of other gods, whenever they want to please other gods, when they take up the yajna as a part of work, then there also you are helpful. That's why yajneshu. So martyeshu yajneshu. That's the last line. So martyagalali and the immortals and yajnas, sacrifices, or pujas and vratas. So you must know there is a lot of some differences there between the performance or between the words yajna, yaga, vrata, ishti, homa, etc. So idar bagge I should you'll be getting good some knowledge about this from the pen of Boddupalli Raghava. He has written 38 pages on Yajna, Yaga, and Vaisishti and all that. And please wait for 17th. You will get to Vedaganga onto your hand. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪ ನಾವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ I have sent that article to Vasam and some people, and you can also read and share also, because the vrata andre enu, yajna andre enu, yaga anu, but whatever be the kind of religious austerity you take up, and their Agni is important, Ghruta is important. That's why Tuppa and Agni, they go hand in hand in all rights. That's why Agnesh. Idyaha means praiseworthy. He can be Kirtaniyaha. Idyaha means Kirtaniyaha. So Kaha Kirtaniyaha Agneshu anta helidre Agnideva. And again, Yadvo Vayam Praminama Vratani Vidusha Devaha Avidushtarasah Agnishtatu Vishwam Aprunati Vidwan Yebhihi Devagum Rutubhihi Kalpayati. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಮಂಜು ಅವರೇನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ? ನೋಡಿ, ವಹ ವಯಂ ಅದು ನೋಡಿ, ಎತ್ ವಹ ವಯಂ. ವಹ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು, ವಯಂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ವಹ ವಯಂ ವಹ, ವಿ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. What is that expression next to praminama? Praminama means measure out, perform. Praminama means perform, I think so. So whatever that we perform to please you, what are that you are performing? Vratani, various vratas are there, various rows are there, which all of them we are conducting, organizing, performing. And what is that? Vidusha Devaha Avidushtarasah. So all gods are knowledgeable in the regarding the sacrifices or vratas we are doing it. So when you go to them, when you take these offerings of ours to them, they are not surprised because they have already knowledge. See, in these days, you know, Manju, your email, you supposing the FedEx agli or registered post agli barbekandre, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock ಯುವರ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ ಮಂಜು?
Even they send me SMS also.
ಯಾ, ಸೊ ಆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಇವತ್ತು there is no surprise when you open your door. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So ಅಂದ್ರೆ what we are now seeing because of advancement of technology, intelligence, gadgets and all that was there earlier. Agni was a wonderful postman. And he is all in all. So ಅವರೇ FedEx, more than FedEx ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಓವರ್ನೈಟ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. Even courier is slow, but FedEx is faster. Like that we have got delivery points. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ವ್ರತಾನಿ ಪ್ರಮಿನಾಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಅಗ್ನೇ ವ್ರತಾನಿ ಪ್ರಮಿನಾಮ. ಪ್ರಮಿನಾಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಷರಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದೆಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಮಿನಾಮ ವ್ರತಾನಿ. ಮಿನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೆಷರಿಂಗ್. ವಿಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ವಿಮಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಯತಿ ಮಿನೋತಿ ಇತಿ ವಿಮಾನ. ಸೊ ವಿಮಾನ ಇಸ್ that which measures the aeronautical miles. So Vasan is there, Shivalinga is there, very happy. So Akashadalli measurement ilbekalva. Actually at one time, I don't know now, all those students who join BE engineering, they will take the chains and go in the roads and measuring all them. ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. when we were students, when taking completed our intermediate or PUC, ಅವ್ರ ಕಾರ್ಪೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಈಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ಪೆಂಟ್ರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಮಿತ್, ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಮಿತ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರೋಡ್ ಮೆಷರಿಂಗು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ಸು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಿನೋತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಷರಿಂಗ್, ಮೀಟರ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಮಿನಾಮ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೇಜ್. ಮೀಟರ್ ಗೇಜು, ಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಗೇಜು, ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ನ್ಯಾರೋ ಗೇಜ್. ಗೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನ್ಯಾರೋ ಗೇಜ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಗಾನ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಗೇಜ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಮಿನಾಮ ವ್ರತಾನಿ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿದುಷಾ ದೇವಾ. ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅವಿದುಷ್ಟುರಾಸಃ. ಸಿ ಅವಿದುಷ್ಟುರಾಸಃ ಇದು ಬರ್ಬರ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವಾಗ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ವಿಶ್ವಂ ಆಪೃಣಾತಿ ಅಗ್ನಿಷ್ಟತು. ಸೊ ಅಗ್ನಿ ವಿಶ್ವಂ ಆಪೃಣಾತಿ. ಪೃಣಾತಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಅಪ್, ಕವರ್ ಅಪ್, ಎನ್ವಲಪಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೂಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್, ಎನಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಅಗ್ನಿ ಈಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಕವರ್ ಅಪ್. ವೆನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಕಮ್ಸ್, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಕತ್ತಲು ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. all darkness will disappear the moment the sun or light is there. ಅದರಿಂದ ಸೊ ದೇವಾಗುಂ ಋತುಭಿಹಿ ಕಲ್ಪಯಾತಿ. ಸೊ ಋತುಭಿಹಿ ದೇವಾನ್ ಪೃಣಾತಿ, ಋತುಭಿಹಿ ಕಲ್ಪಯಾತಿ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಸೊ ದೇವತೆಗಳನ್ನು ತೃಪ್ತಿಪಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ he will create the ಋತುಸ್ also, because time is divided into seasons. And in Varna Prashnadalli ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. You are try to attend Varna Prashna also, and that will be highly derivative for your knowledge treasure. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ನಾನಾ ಲಿಂಗತ್ವಾದ್ ಋತೂನಾಂ ನಾನಾ ಸೂರ್ಯತ್ವಂ. The sun is changing in phases because of the nature or character of the ಋತುಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಋತುಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಋತುನಾನುದ್ಯಮಾನಃ ವಿನನಾದಾಭಿಧಾವಃ. ಸೊ ಋತುನಾನುದ್ಯಮಾನಃ. ಸಿ ದಿ ಋತು ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ pushed to other ಋತು. ಸೊ in our India, in our West, we have got 2 months only, 60 days change, one ಋತು. So we have got 4 seasons, and so we have 6 seasons. And therefore, we have got 12 months are divided. You cannot have only summer, you cannot have only winter, you have got to go. That's why the man born here is acclimatizing fellow. Andre he is able to adjust to the climatic changes. ಈ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆಯೋ he is able to adapt and live. Man is the only one animal which can live in all seasons. That's why people are going to Mount Everest. People are going to all Western countries. People are going to Himalayas. People are going to... So, ellelli hogtivo, alli we can survive. Even though the levels of oxygen is less in heights, still our heart and lungs are so oriented that you are able to derive. When I went to Joshi Math before going to Badrinath, somebody came and said, can you go to Badrinath? Alli oxygen levels alla kadime irutte anta bhaya bitru. See, oxygen levels kadime irutte anta. I don't know the truth about it. So, but still, ಅದರ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. So our Madero Goodana, we cannot acknowledge at all. That's why Nama Uktim Vidhema ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Just we say Namaskara ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಿಂದ so here Agnistat Vishwam Aprunati Vidwan Devagum Rutibhi Kalpayati. So Agni Surya is one who is the cause for making the gods pleased. He is the cause to generate the changes in the various rutus. And that kind of Agni, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ವ್ರತ ani praminama. Oh Agni, for you and your group of people, the gods, we are going to perform the vrata and yajna and all that. Kindly help yourself and help others. Please yourself, please others, and let all these atmospheric changes to create lot of benefit for the people in the world. Then the weather changes are also important. And there is one Christian Bible story that when God appeared, he asked, I want rain, I want to sow seeds, I want to cultivate land. Okay, God gave him land. Then after sowing and all that, then he said, I want dry weather. He gave drivers. And afterwards, when the crops became good, there was no phala, or the harvest was not very good. Then he asked God, and then God told him, you don't choose always. You leave some choice to us also. Devaru kuda bidabeku. So you never asked for rough weather. You only wanted rain, you wanted sun, but not rough weather. Rough weather also is important for good crops. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೋವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಲ್ ಟು ರೈಲ್ ದೇ ವುಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಸಮ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ವೈ ದಿ ಐರನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಡ್, ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್, ಜಾಯಿನ್ అవుతుంది. That's a science, alwa. So this kind of science knowledge is there with us. Anyway, I don't want to more describe this. You are all good scholars, can understand with these things that rutus are created, gods are pleased, and Agni is the conveyor, and he likes more and more vratas to be taken up, and he is being nurtured, nourished, promoted, and respected. So with this, now I complete the Prathama Prapataka, and next we will be going into second 1, 2, 1 and all that. Second Prapataka, we'll go to next class. And so, Om Swasti. Heli Sahana Vavatu.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Veda Purusha Ashirvado.
So thank you. We are able to